Hello beautiful people. It's a little bit late here, but I wanted to make a video and I couldn't put it off any longer because I'm just super excited to share my decks with you. And I got a couple new decks over the past couple days, and I can't hold it back any longer. But first I wanted to kind of apologize for the videos that I have made previously. I'm a little bit nervous, first time, all that kind of stuff. And I still am kind of learning what I'm made the channel for and what I want to talk about in each video, and things are kind of coming, but I definitely think that the approach that I was using in those first videos is not the approach that I want to make always and continue on the whole way. I mean, talking about my journey, I definitely want to talk to you guys about, because that was one of the main reasons that I made the channel, was to share my experience with you guys and hope that you could maybe learn from it. But anyways, just a little bit of an apology there because I am a little nervous, but I'm getting better. You'll also know that I'm putting maybe some intros randomly in videos because I'm kind of, I like to edit stuff, and this kind of gives me an outlet to edit as well. So, and I haven't really thought of putting an actual intro in every video, but I'm just kind of playing around with stuff. So if you see that, that's why. So going forward, I just want to talk about things that excite me, things that I'm going through, my journey, whatever, and probably the things that I said in those other videos that I was going to make videos in the future. Some of those videos probably won't happen. Some of those videos may happen later down the line. Except for the video that I'm making right now, which I told you I would make about the decks that I have. But yeah, so before I talk about the Oracle decks that I have, I wanted to talk about tarot for like 1 second. And I know this is an Oracle video, but I need to talk about tarot for 1 minute. I kind of told you guys at the end of my last video that I've decided to start learning it, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I think that's the next video I'm going to make is me deciding that. But oh my god, I got home today and I had a delivery and I was freaking out. I decided after a lot of research, and I won't go into that either, but after a lot of research I decided on the deck I'm going to start learning with, kind of with the Rider-Waite probably as well because I have that. But I ordered the Steampunk Tarot. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. But anyways, let's get to the Oracle decks. So I don't think I shared this with you guys before, but it's funny how I came to learn about Oracle decks because I really did not know that they existed. I knew about the tarot, and that's pretty much all I knew. I'm a big fan of Ghost Whisperer, the series. And with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I think I have. Oh, yes, I do. I have it right here. Of course, I have the seasons on DVD because I'm obsessed. Amazing show. I've watched it a million times. I can't get enough of it. I know we all have those things that we kind of, love, and I love ghosts. And I'm not obsessed with them or anything, but I just love ghosts, and I love this show. So that's kind of how I learned about Oracle cards in a way, because one of the episodes that they had, there was a fortune teller at a circus kind of thing, at a fair, and I saw this. She was doing a card reading for the Jennifer Love Hewitt, Melinda, and she had one of these cards, and it was called Crossover, and I'm like, that's interesting. Actually, sorry, it was called Crossing Over. And I'm like, that's really interesting. I've never seen or heard of that name or anything in a tarot deck. I'm like, maybe somebody changed the name of their tarot deck. I'm not sure. Hold on, I just need some tea. But so I was researching it, and I'm like, I don't understand why I can't find this card in any tarot deck that I'm looking for. So I did a little bit more research on the actual episode that they made, and I come to find out that it's actually an Oracle deck. So I had to have that Oracle deck. If they used anything on Ghost Whisperer that I can get my hands on, I am going to get my hands on it. So I did, and that was the first deck that I ordered. And it's a little bit of a harder concept for the deck. It's called let me find it here. It is called the Sacred Geometry Oracle Deck by Francine Hart, and it has to do with sacred geometry, which is something that I'm going to need to study. So I'm not focusing on this deck, but I definitely needed to have it. like I need to have it. There's no way I can't have it. Whether I ever use it or not, I just need it because it was in Ghost Whisperer. And I'm crazy. So this is the card that I saw on the show. She had a bunch of cards, but this is the one. Crossing over. And all of the cards have to do with the sacred geometry. And some of them just have, you know, shapes and stuff like that on them. I will show you. So we've got Starry Dreams there. And then, you know, just a simple square. Duality. I can't even say that word. Earth Grid. Invitation. Fruit of Life, I think. Yep. So these are, and I would say probably 3/4 of the deck is images like this. But they're not all like that, but definitely all of the images have the shapes and the sacred geometry in them. But here are some of the shapes that aren't, not the shapes, the cards that are not completely just focused on the geometry. And sorry if you hear my cat meowing. He is a sucky, and he wants me to love him. So these cards are beautiful, and some of the names I can't pronounce. Oh, this is awesome. The Owl and the Raven, Yin and Yang. I can't pronounce them, but they're beautiful, and I will learn it eventually because I am determined. So anyways, that is the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck by Francine Hart. The next deck that I want to show you is, and these are mostly popular decks, so you guys are going to know what they are, but I'm new to this and I'm super excited. So this is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. It's actually fairly new. I think it came out at the end of last year, at the end of 2015. But this deck drew me in like crazy. It was the second deck after the Sacred Geometry that I had ordered, and I just couldn't get enough of it. And I had spent a lot of time looking for a deck that I really wanted, and I was like, oh, I finally found this. I was so excited. So just in case you haven't seen any of the pictures, oh, this is the backing. Very nice. Oh, let me show you the backing to the Sacred Geometry as well, just in case you're wondering. But the Wisdom of the Oracle, I will show you some pictures, and these pictures are so beautiful. I was blown away by the art in this deck. And of course I put more of my favorite images on the top here so I can show you them. But I'm going to tell you that I love all of the images in this deck. There is not one image in this deck that I do not like. There's some cards that I don't understand because I thought that this was going to be the deck that I was going to use and start learning, you know, how to read oracle cards and that kind of thing with this deck. But, you know, we find other decks that call it to us, I guess, right? And that's what happened to me. So, but I will get around to this deck because it is absolutely stunning. Oh, I really love this one, TikTok. And I mean, these ones are pretty easy to, I think, get a message without reading the book, but not all of them, like I said. There's one in here called Goblins, which I've kind of got the concept of. I've watched a couple of reviews online, and they talk about that card, but I really want to get into this deck once I'm kind of finished my beginning learning stage of the decks. I'm sorry, I picked a lot of these cards here. That is adorable there. Soulmates with the penguins. So cute. Truth Be Told with the owl. Sorry, I haven't been saying the names of these cards. Breathe. Change in the wind. Like, I could just show you this whole entire deck right now because it is gorgeous. And it's funny because the deck that I'm focusing on, I'll show you that one next. The one that I'm actually trying to learn with. And I'm not just focusing on one, but that's the main one, I guess. Those images in that other deck that I'm using are not, in my opinion, not as beautiful as these images. But I had to use that other deck for some reason first, so I can't explain it. Alright, that's enough of this deck. Alright, I'm going to show you the next one. So I've talked about this deck before in the other lame videos that I've made. The Enchanted Map Oracle, also by the same person, Colette Baron-Reid. And this is the deck that I'm working with right now, and I love it. This is the backing. I'm sure you guys know this deck. This deck has been around for quite a long time, actually. I'm just going to check right now because I'm curious. Make you guys wait. 2011. So, a few years, 5 years now. And I'm going to show you some of the images. So, and really, I have been getting clear messages from this deck, I think. I mean, I'm only starting out, but I'm getting the meanings to these cards, like, right away. Oh, he's meowing again. And what I've been doing is I've been journaling and doing daily draws with this deck. And it's funny because... Hello. It's funny because I've been getting some of the same cards over, and you know that's going to happen, right? So I will, in this, if I pick the same card, you know, within like a week, I will pull a separate card and kind of journal about both of them together as one, not one card, but one message. Kind of trying to put my own spin on things. I've been watching a lot of people online, and you know, you kind of want to make things your own. And what feels right for you. You know how it is. These are beautiful too. And you know what? I just said that the other images in the Wisdom of the Oracle are better than these, but I think I lied because these are just as beautiful. I don't think I could say either one's better now that I'm looking at these again, even though I use this deck all the time. I'm a little bit crazy, and I've already passed the ones that I've set aside to show you that are my favorite. Not my favorites, but just some ones that I quickly grabbed. And I just can't help it because they are so beautiful. Look at that. And I love the owl. Owls are awesome. More giraffes. Oh, and here's that goblins card that I was talking to you guys about. It's a little bit darker, it's hard to see, but they're in there somewhere. Yeah. So anyways, that is the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Alright, I'm not really sure which deck I should show you guys next. I hope you love my my cup coffee with catitude, although it is tea. Let's talk about the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish, and I've already talked about this one in one of my videos, but I have been working with this one a little bit, just a little bit, but this is my absolute favorite card in the deck. I just love the meaning of it. I love the picture. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Oh, sorry, and the backing's here. I can't remember if I showed the backing in the other video. It's funny because like I said at the beginning of the video, I have been kind of, you know, focusing on tarot for the last few days because you know what, I need to start learning tarot. And I'm not going to talk too much about tarot, but now that I'm going through all of these cards that I have, I'm like, I need to have some sort of balance between the two. And I mean, I am working with the enchanted map every day, but in my spare time, I'm like, okay, I gotta find a tarot deck that speaks to me. I gotta, you know, watch some videos and get other people's input, you know. And I think that's okay, but I'm just really fascinated by it. But I need to have some sort of balance. That one's nice there. The grumpy red fairy. Be your true self. And this is another one that I really love. Could go on and on and on with this deck. Now I just want to say that I am new at this, so I can't really give you my honest, well, it is honest, but I can't give you my opinion of how the deck really works for me yet, because I haven't really used, other than the enchanted map, I haven't really used them and gotten a good connection with the cards yet. But so far, I have an opinion on each of the decks, and I'm going to share them with you anyway. And this is probably enough of this deck. Alright, now, what can I show you guys? I think I'm going to show you the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And I mean, it is an oracle deck. Here it is. And it is by James Van Praagh. And the main reason that I got this deck, here's the backing there. It's actually really nice. The whole point of this deck, there is images on them and I don't really know symbolism yet, but the reason I got this was just kind of for affirmation purposes, I guess, because it just kind of gives you some inspiration. And I've been pulling cards just kind of randomly. You know, what should I focus on today, or what can you help me, what can you give me to encourage me today, or, you know, what should I think about myself or other people, what should I notice? You know, I don't know. I'll give you an example. So this is what they look like. Balance. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And they all have keywords underneath. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I think this is going to be my longest video yet. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. That one's actually really nice. I think that's the one that's on the back. Let's see. Oh, close, but no. Oh, this is nice. This is the one, this is the first time I've actually seen this card, actually. I didn't go through it for some reason. Happiness, it's got dolphins instead of, you know, no life. There is life in this deck, but you know what I mean, like actual animals or people. Abundance. Gratitude. So, as you can see, there's tons of different ones in here to cover a variety of feelings and intentions and stuff like that. There's 44 cards, so pretty standard for Oracle. I am finding out that that's a pretty standard amount of cards in a deck. Alright, let's see what else I can show you. I think I'm gonna do and this is another popular one, the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And this one I kind of got because I'm like, oh, tarot's a little daunting. This was before I was like, okay, I'm learning tarot. Tarot's a little daunting. I want to get a little glimpse of tarot. Let's get this deck and try it. And he has another one, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, I think that's what it's called, and it's blue, also by John Holland. But I think I looked at a comparison review online, if I can remember correctly, and I just decided that this was the deck that I wanted out of those two. And it is I'm happy with it, although I do not know, that's the backing, I do not know chakras at all. And I'm pretty sure that these are all colored on the outside. I haven't read the guidebook for each of the suits of tarot, I think. But they definitely don't have the same names as traditional tarot, but I think the concept is pretty close. Has 65 cards, which is weird because tarot has 78, which is fine. I mean, it's still an oracle deck, but there is chakra cards in here as well. And so that means I'm curious as to see what cards they left out from actual tarot. But I've used this deck just a little bit, not much. I've used all the decks a little bit. But I took the chakra cards out because I have no understanding of chakras yet. I would love to learn the chakras, but I think that you can, especially with an oracle deck, you can kind of play around with the deck, and if you don't like something, and it's not like I'm taking it out permanently. I'm just not going to use them yet because I don't understand them. And in the guidebook for the chakras in this deck, it doesn't really give you too much. So you really have to know your chakras, I think. Because I did check in the guidebook just because I was curious about the chakra cards. And I wasn't really impressed with the amount of knowledge. Because all of the other cards have a decent amount of information, I think. As I was flipping through, I didn't read them all. But the chakra cards seem to have less information. Wow, I'm definitely not cutting a lot of this video out, and I am rambling. Alright, that is enough of the psychic tarot for the heart. Alright, now I'm getting really sad because I don't have too many more to show you. But I have some. I still have a few. So I want to tell you a little story about this right now. I am kind of sharing my interest with a coworker at work, a couple coworkers, but one in particular, and you know, I've been pulling cards for her in the mornings, you know, with the intentions of giving her a little bit of a message, and we've been kind of sharing it that way. But so this past weekend, she wasn't supposed to be working, but I was there, and all of a sudden she shows up with this huge bag. This bag, grocery bag, full of decks, and I mean full. There was 10 decks in there between Oracle and Tarot. Now I've given some of the decks away, and I'm going to explain that in a minute because I'll explain that in a minute. But I was so excited for one deck in particular that was in that bag because I have been buying this deck off because I think it was a little bit more on the expensive side everywhere that I could find it, and it did call to me a little bit, but I knew that it would take a little bit of studying and not something that I would want to work with right away anyway. But that being said, I was super excited that it was in the bag because it was free. And I mean, who doesn't want a free deck? And when someone gives you a deck, it's even that much more special. So are you ready for this? This is the Heart of Fairy Oracle. The Heart of Fairy Oracle, sorry. And that is by Brian and Wendy Froud. Super exciting. Now, these cards are beautiful. And now, this is a used deck. And there is one image in particular. Here's the backing, and I think it's gorgeous. First of all, these cards are a little bit smaller than the other decks. They're kind of... I can't even show you. I don't even know what I was going to say, but let me just show you the cards anyway here. But yeah, this deck is, it sparked my interest. That's a beautiful card there. But I knew like with this card, I don't really understand what I'm supposed to get out of that intuitively anyway. So I know I'm going to take a lot of, it's going to take a lot of studying with the guidebook and doing daily draws and journaling, in my opinion, because that's how I'm learning so far and it seems to be working. I think this card is awesome. The pan. Awesome, 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 awesome. And I'm assuming that it would mean to be free. And I mean, you can, with some of the cards, I really understand. That one's easy, but this one I'm not so sure about. The Lady of the Leprechauns, not so sure about that. This one I could probably interpret. And now this one I could also probably interpret. Another Peter Pan thing, Tinkerbell. But just beautiful, beautiful deck. I was so thrilled. I was screaming when I went through it, and I'm like, oh my god, there is my favorite deck. Well, not my favorite deck, but a deck that I can't buy yet because it's a lot of money, and I'm not sure if I'm going to connect with it, but I'm definitely connecting it with it, just kind of flipping through it with you. I flipped through it before, but not really in this much detail. I remember what I was going to say now. This is a used deck, and there is one card, unfortunately, and I can't remember which card that is damaged on the front too, which kind of sucks. But what can you do for a free used deck? I can't complain. Can't complain. Oh, I love this one. Can't complain at all, and I haven't come across it yet, so that's a good sign. Ooh, I love this. The Shadow of the Past. I know this is an older deck. I'm not going to look it up, so I'm sure a lot of you know this deck, but, oh, I found the card. It's actually not that bad. It is the Lady of Sorrows, and right at the bottom there you can see around the O, and right at the bottom right here, it's a little bit ripped off. I don't know if there was something sticky on it or what, but a little bit of the front part has peeled off in those two spots there. So, oh, this is awesome. I really should have paid more attention when I flipped through this deck. I just got it actually on Sunday, so what's that, yesterday? Well, I'm recording this on Monday night. It's almost, oh my god, it's almost, okay, it's Tuesday morning. It's almost 1 a.m. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but I'm off work today, so I can stay up as long as I pleasure. Alright, this is enough of this deck. Alright. I need to talk about angel cards for a little minute here. Just a little bit. So, I was researching angel cards, angel deck, angel oracle cards, I guess you could call them, because that's technically what they are. They are oracle cards, in my opinion. I don't know if most of them are called oracle cards, but I think that they are. After researching these cards, I wasn't too excited about them, but, and I know a lot of people have that opinion, but I know a lot of people don't have that opinion too, so I did not want to brush these cards off without at least trying them. So, I researched really hard because it was so hard for me to find it, a deck that I wanted to use, like an angel card oracle deck. And I knew that Doreen Virtue was probably the person that I was going to get, like the person that was going to write the deck that I was going to buy. But I wasn't 100% sure. But it ended up being Doreen Virtue. But a lot of her decks are very religious and Christian based. And I grew up Christian, and you know, I'm kind of finding myself all over again right now. And I really didn't appreciate, not that there was anything wrong with her putting that in there, but for me, I didn't need or want the religious hints in the decks. I mean, angels I believe in, and I mean, people use that in religion, people use that without religion. You know, everybody has their own take on angels. But I didn't want to have something that said, you know, go see Jesus or pray to God. And I mean, there's lots of different things that I didn't really want to see in the deck. So I ended up finally finding a good deck that I thought would work for me. And that is the Daily Guidance from Your Angels Oracle cards. And I'm telling you, I had no complaints about this deck. It's not a normal deck that I would use to journal. It's not a deck that I would use to study at all. I don't really have any intention of reading the guidebook. But I think it is great for advice from your angels. Any advice, or if you want help, or there's a lot of different reasons that it is a good deck for me that I can't really explain right now, but I'm okay with it. I'll show you some of the cards. Talked enough about that. So, I mean, the reason why I don't really have any intentions of reading the guidebook is because it has such a long, detailed explanation of each card on the bottom. And this is something with Doreen's decks that I don't like, is how small the image is on the card. Thank goodness there's no borders, but it's a little bit more than half of the card that's a picture. But I feel that it's just taking away from the image, and most of the angel cards are like that. And I mean, it's good for what I'm using it for, because I'm just reading the cards and that's about it. And I don't have a routine with that. Just when I feel like I should pull a card, I'll just pull a card. So out of all the decks, I'm pretty sure I looked on YouTube for a walkthrough or a review of every single angel oracle card deck that Doreen Virtue has. Every single one. And this is the only one that I wanted, because it has nothing Christian based. Well, maybe a little bit, but it doesn't come out and say anything like that. So I enjoy this deck. There's a lot of messages in this deck. And I mean, the pictures are very, very gorgeous. There are some images in this deck that I don't particularly fancy. Some of them are ugly, but not the majority. They are very gorgeous for the most part. And I've almost gone through the whole deck, so that is enough of the daily messages from your Angels Oracle deck. The end. Now, there is more to this angel card story, the Angel Oracle card story. In that big bag of wonderful decks that I got, and I mean, they weren't all wonderful, but I got some more angel card decks. The other one was, I think I gave it away. I'm sorry, there's one. But it is, I think it was called Daily Messages from Your Angels, not Daily Guidance. And it had not a lot of Christian stuff, but a little bit. And it was kind of, in my opinion, a knockoff of this one. I think this one is a new one. But the other one that I got was definitely older, I think. Just the style of the cards were, you could tell that it was older. I mean, it was definitely used, so maybe that kind of led to that too. But I gave that one away because it was similar to this one, and I only wanted one angel deck anyways. And I did go through it to see, you know, if I did want to keep it, and I really didn't want to keep it. So, so that one that I gave away was called Daily Messages from Your Angels. And there was nothing wrong with it, but I've got this one deck, and that's all I really want. So unless something else, you know, magically calls out to me, which I highly doubt at this moment in time, But, so I got that one deck, that one angel deck that I gave away, but there was also another angel deck that I did not give away. There was actually 4 angel decks in total. 2 of them were Angel Doreen Virtue tarot decks, which I don't, that's a whole nother story, and we'll talk about that when I get to my tarot decks in a couple days, because I'm waiting for some. But anyways, Oracle, we're talking about Oracle. So the Mermaids and Dolphins, sorry, Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle deck. And it's not angels, actually. I don't know why I said that, but, you know, it's a Doreen Virtue deck, and you're going to get the same kind of thing, in my opinion. I don't know if that's really bad to say, but I think so. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, I'm just sharing my opinion with all you guys. So, now, the reason why I did keep it is because it isn't angels, and I don't know why I thought it was, but it isn't. So I'm like, okay, I can keep this, and, you know, maybe, and it was, the images are nicer, so maybe I can, you know, eventually use it, or, you know, switch it up with the other one if I feel the need. So, I pulled, it's, the images are not as pretty as the one that I picked, and, the edges aren't gold, but, I picked some images that I will show you. They don't have, on these cards, as much of a explanation of the card. And I know I just talked about how the other deck that I have is, the images are really small. And in this deck, they are a little bit bigger. Well, maybe they're the same size because they're kind of cropped this way, horizontally as well as vertically. Maybe it's just in my head that they're bigger. But I kind of liked the layout of the other deck better because I didn't need the guidebook. And I mean, this one here, it says, you're being helped. And then underneath it has, heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. So there we go, a little bit of Christianity in there, heaven. But I mean, it gives you that little message, whereas the other deck I have will probably give me two or three more sentences on top of that. But you can still get the idea of the cards, and I wanted to show you the back of these cards too because they're beautiful. Very nice backing. I wonder if I could even trim this. I don't know, I'm not really that enthused about the deck to really spend that much time on it. But this is okay. This one's alright. Stay optimistic. It's actually a really nice picture there. So those are the angel, or I guess I'll call them Doreen Virtue style decks that I have that are Oracle decks. And not my cup of tea. That's not my 100% cup of tea, that's for sure. But I mean, it's its own thing, right? So, I mean, I appreciate it. That's all I'm going to say about this deck and anything else Doreen Virtue related until we get to my video about her tarot cards when I talk about my tarot decks, because I have a lot to say about that. Even though I'm very new to the tarot, I would like to express my opinions on that one. Alright, so that was the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. It doesn't, oh yes, it says Oracle cards there. By Doreen Virtue, also 44 cards. I haven't been telling you how many cards, but I don't think that's really important. So, I think that, is that all the cards I have? I think that's all the cards I have. That's upsetting. The video's gonna be over now. I don't really know. I thought I had more. Oh, I do have more. I have more. Okay, these ones I am waiting to give away to somebody else. I'm just waiting to see them. But these were also, excuse me, these were also in that big bag. And I will show them to you. They're still in their boxes. I haven't even, well, I've opened them to look at them enough to decide that I don't want them. So this one's Sylvia Brown, my spiritual reading cards. I know Sylvia Brown's very popular. I didn't actually know that she made decks until this was in the bag, and I'm like, oh, Sylvia Brown, very interesting. This is a large deck, actually, for an Oracle deck. It doesn't actually call itself an Oracle deck. I mean, it says it's reading cards, but I mean, you know, it's an Oracle deck, right? It's got 74 cards, which is kind of crazy and extensive for an Oracle deck. But it has, you know, Sylvia Browne is very religious also, I think. I don't really know a lot of her, I've just heard of her. But, I mean, we're talking about God here. And, I mean, this one doesn't, not all of them are religious, but I mean, oh, the backings are very nice, though. I'm sure this is an older deck. It doesn't come with a guidebook, actually, which is very odd. It comes with this little flip-through book here, the introduction, and it's got, it folds out like this. So you got this, and the back of that with one spread there. And that's all it comes with, so. I mean, I guess you can get the messages from the cards. They're kind of like the other angel deck that I bought for myself to begin with. But as I flip through this deck, oh, I actually like this picture. As I flip through this deck, I just found too many things that had to do with the Lord Jesus. So, and I don't know. I still don't know what my beliefs are. I mean, I think that Jesus was a real person. This is nice. Some of these images are nice. It's just not for me. I mean, I believe that Jesus was a real person, but yeah, we won't talk about religion right now. See, I really think that these pictures are gorgeous. That is stunning. See, and this is a nice card. Look at today as the beginning of a new and positive you and let go of the past. That's very nice. See, let me just find a card that talks. Oh, maybe I lied. Maybe there isn't as many as I thought. But nevertheless, I've already promised. Oh, here's one. Animals are the most perfect of God's creations and deserve your unconditional love. Now, to a point, if this is what you believe, which is what I think I believe, is about source. And we're all connected to source. And we're all the creators of creation. There is no wrong you can do that God won't forgive you for if you have realization of your actions. So, I mean, all of these images I think are gorgeous, but just too much of the God, the one and only God, you know? I just don't. I've just changed my views on Christianity as a whole as of lately. So, and I'm not saying that anybody else can't be Christian, because everybody can be whatever they want to be. Don't let anybody stop you. The next deck is kind of an odd deck. It's called the Wisdom for Healing cards, and there's 50 lessons in personal empowerment, and this is by Caroline Mice. I hope I'm saying that right. I mean, some of these decks I've never even seen on YouTube, and I have been watching a lot of YouTube, so. Now, a big reason, I know there's some decks like this, but I don't like them. A big reason why I didn't like this deck was because here we have an okay picture here, Surrender to the Divine. And then we've got a lesson on the back, and I don't like that they're on the back. I really don't. I like all the backs to be the same, so I can pick without knowing what I'm picking. And I don't know if that's just, like, I'm not going to close my eyes and pick a card. So this is why, I'm not even going to show you any more of that, except for maybe this is a nice picture. But I'm not even really attracted to this deck at all, so. And I know that I have another friend that really likes Sylvia Browne, so that's why I'm giving them that other deck and throwing this deck in there too. And there's one more deck. I don't know if this is actually a deck. I guess it is a deck. It comes like this. It's by Kathy Taylor and Joy Drake. They are angel cards, the original angel cards, but they're not even big cards like you think they are. It comes in a box like this. They are very, very, very tiny cards, I'm telling you. And they're hard to get out of this box, sorry. I think they're really cute, actually. Very tiny. Tenderness. Adventure. It's got a little picture on each one. I don't really know if that's tied into anything in particular. They're all angels, obviously. Transformation. And a blank one because I'm feeling like nothing. I don't really know. Maybe that was just at the top of the deck at one point in time, because this is a used deck that was in that book, or that big bag that I got. So pretty interesting. It doesn't tell you how many cards there are, but as you can see, there are quite a few cards in there. So, and I showed this to the friend that I'm going to be giving this to, and they were very excited about it, so I know that it is going to the person it should be going to. So, that is all of my Oracle decks, and I am super duper excited to share with you my tarot experience, because that's kind of what I'm really been focusing on for the last little bit, because I just felt like, why put it off anymore, you know? Tarot is an awesome tool. It is freaking awesome, and I am determined to learn the tarot. Determined, and I will learn it. So I can't wait to talk to you guys about that, and it will be my next video because I can't wait. But I'm waiting for more decks, so that's why I want to wait. I'm waiting for 2 more decks that I want to share with you guys that you probably already seen, but I like sharing. So I'm just waiting for that. And also, there's 2 more Oracle decks that I want to talk about now that I'm thinking about this. Thank goodness for rambling. The Messenger cards. Now, they're not called an Oracle deck, but they are, and they're by Sandra Coons. And she's actually about an hour away from me, so that's pretty exciting, in Ontario, here in Canada. Owl Moon, Racine, artist Owl Moon on YouTube. Owl Moon 13 if you want to find her on YouTube, but you probably already know her because she's amazing and beautiful. She's doing a workshop, an online workshop with the Messenger cards, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Maybe I should stop assuming that I'm sure of everything. I say that a lot, I'm finding out, but it is a personally published deck, and the artwork is gorgeous, and I can't wait to, I'm probably going to make another video about that because that deck is left out of this little list. But I'm excited to work with that, and I'm excited to work with Racine in the workshop that she's doing, because she is amazing. I've learned so much from watching her videos. She is the number one person that I have really wanted to watch and continue to watch. I've watched the Four Queens a lot too. She focuses a lot more on tarot though, but she is very good with talking about spirituality and that kind of thing. So I've been watching those two. There's definitely a lot of others that I have been watching. The Truth and Story, I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna know at the end of this video. I'm gonna have to put it right here or something. Yeah, there's been quite a few people that I've learned a lot from, but I'm excited for that Messenger deck to come in because I just can't wait. I can't wait because they're square. There's just so many reasons. We'll talk about it in another video. And then there's another deck that I'm not waiting on, but I'm waiting to decide if I want to order it. And right now, I've gotten a lot of the decks off of Amazon, which I know everybody has their opinion on, but I just needed them, so I needed to buy them and get them here fast, so I got them through Amazon. But the one deck that I want to order is not available at the moment on Amazon, so that's okay. So that makes me want to wait a little bit more, but I still want it. As soon as I saw it, I came across it the other day. It is called, I think it's just the Halloween Oracle, and I think the Truth and Story was talking about this. I don't know. I go back quite a ways when I'm watching people's channels, so it could have been a while ago, but I watched that and I'm like, okay, I need that deck. So I'm still waiting to decide when I'm going to get it, but I'm definitely going to get it, I think. So yeah, those are the other two decks that I don't have here, but I will definitely be making a video about the messenger cards when I get them. So thank you so much for watching my longest video ever, and I will see you guys next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye.